All right, let's talk about the climate of Ethiopia, because it's a real head-scratcher. You have this massive country sitting right near the equator, but one single factor completely throws all the usual rules out the window. It's the key to understanding how Ethiopia can have scorching deserts and chilly highlands, all within its borders.
So, let me ask you something. When you picture a country near the equator, what pops into your head? I'm betting it's something like hot, tropical, maybe super humid and steamy, right? And hey, that's a totally fair assumption. But for Ethiopia, that assumption, it's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. The only real answer to what's the climate like is, well, it depends. And it depends almost entirely on how high up you are. The real secret to Ethiopia's climate isn't about its latitude, it's all about its altitude. Okay, so to really unpack this, we gotta get on the same page about two words we all use, but maybe not always correctly. I'm talking about weather and climate.
Here's a super easy way to think about it. Weather? That's your mood today. It's what's happening in the atmosphere right now. Is it raining? Is it windy this afternoon? That's weather. But climate? That's your personality. It's the bigger picture, the long-term pattern over decades. It's not about one rainy Tuesday, it's about the fact that a region almost always gets rainy summers year after year.
All right, now that we've got that straight, let's think of climate like a recipe. You got your basic ingredients, and then you have the instructions that tell you how to put them all together. So first up, the ingredients. Scientists call these the elements of climate. This is all the stuff you actually feel day to day, right? Temperature, rainfall, wind, humidity, you get the idea. These are the basic building blocks. And then you've got the instructions, or what the pros call controls. These are the big, powerful forces that decide how those ingredients get mixed in any given spot. Things like latitude or ocean currents. But for Ethiopia, one of these instructions basically rips up the rest of the recipe book. Yeah, see, in Ethiopia's case, well, all those other controls are kind of hanging around. One of them isn't just part of the instructions. It is the master chef. It bosses everyone else around and decides exactly how the final dish is going to turn out.
Just one. And that one thing is altitude. It is without a doubt the most dominant, most powerful climatic control in the entire country. More than anything else, how high you are above sea level is what determines the climate you're going to get.
So, you might be wondering, how does this actually work? Well, it all comes down to something called the environmental lapse rate. It's just a fundamental rule of our atmosphere. The higher you go, the colder it gets. And it's surprisingly consistent. For every 1,000 meters you climb, the temperature reliably drops by about 6.5 degrees Celsius. That's the engine that gives altitude all its power.
Okay, so let's see this in action. Let's see how this one simple rule literally creates different worlds inside the same country. We're going to take a little virtual climb through Ethiopia's climate zones.
So, traditionally, people in Ethiopia break down their climate into three main zones. And it's all about altitude. You start down at the bottom, in the Kola zone. This is the lowlands. It's hot, it's arid. Then you start to climb. You get into the mid-level Wainadega zone. It gets temperate, pleasant. This is actually where most people live. Then you keep going up, and you hit the Dega zone. Now you're in the cool, crisp mountains. It's incredible, right? It's like traveling from the equator towards the poles, but you're just going uphill. And this unique, altitude-driven geography doesn't just shape the landscape. It also dictates the rhythm of the year, carving out a very specific pattern of seasons that's all about the rain. Basically, the year breaks down into three chunks. From about October to January, you've got Vega, that's the long, dry season. Then from February to May, Belg rolls in. This is the season of the small rains, kind of like a little preview. And then, boom, from June to September, you get Karempt. This is the big one, the main rainy season, and it's absolutely crucial for all the farming in the country. You see? It all comes back to that one thing. I mean, the source material just nails it when it says that altitude is the most dominant and strongest factor affecting all elements of climate in Ethiopia. From temperature to rainfall, you name it, it's the master key. So the big takeaway here isn't just about weather charts. It leaves us with a much bigger question. I mean, think about it. When you have a country where the entire environment, the crops you can grow, the clothes you wear, the very air you breathe can completely change by climbing a few thousand meters, how does that shape the people and the culture that grows there? Now that is something to think about.